Welcome back to the Ohio Bobcats Coaches Show with Jeff Boals. I'm Justin Holbrook with Coach Boals, of course. Good to have you back.
Good to see you, Justin.
All right, so OU coming off back-to-back wins. I imagine that's a little bit different feeling from the past few weeks. How you feeling?
Yeah, I feel great. You know, it's amazing when you win how your mood changes and you wake up in the morning and you got a different vibe to you. But I'll give our guys a lot of credit. They've been playing really hard, playing well together, and 2 wins that we controlled pretty much the whole game.
How's that feeling different in the locker room and then when you go into practice knowing you're coming off games like that?
Yeah, we came off the Ball State loss and we had our bye week and we gave them 2 days off. We said, hey, get out of the gym, don't even come around, get your treatment. And I really think that Sunday, Monday, rest really helped kind of refresh us, revive us, and give us more energy.
Let's start with that Miami game from last Saturday. As long as you beat Miami, fans will be happy, but you didn't just beat them, you won by 31 points. How did you guys jump on top of them like you did? I think that's the second largest win against Miami in school history.
Yeah, second largest victory. And give our guys credit. They came out with great energy. And we always talk about this time of year, it's the dog days in February. Everyone's banged and bumped and bruised. And the team that has the most energy, comes out and wins normally. So one of our players, Jason Preston, came to before the game and said, hey, let's start pressing from the jump. And we were going to use it eventually, but I said, hey, let's do it.
Okay.
And I thought that really set the tone and set the tempo for the rest of the game.
You guys took a lead with about 7 minutes into the first half, and you never gave it up from there. One of the recurring questions I've been asking you is, how can you get that lead and not try to come back like we've seen in the past? How were you able to jump on Miami like that? It was 34-11 at halftime.
Yeah, we've started out slow, last few games, and even last night we started out slow, and that's something we got to take a look at. But give our guys credit; they don't stop working. They continue to fight. Got the lead, didn't relinquish it in both games, and credit to those guys.
Shot almost 50% from the field too. One of the big reasons for that, Jason Preston records his first career triple-double, just the second in school history. I know I've asked about him in the past, but last night he goes 21, 11, and 7 against Western Michigan. What do you see from him? How is he able to do this as a freshman, to play this well, this consistently?
Yeah, I think he's grown and evolved throughout the course of the year. He's been close on probably 2 or 3 other triple doubles.
Yeah.
And obviously the assists, you need your teammates to make them in order to get them. But he's playing at a high level, playing a lot of confidence. And I think he's one of the guys that really benefited from having those 2 days off. We play him a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
We asked him to do a lot, and that kind of break gave him a new fresh energy.
So you guys had not won back-to-back games in the MAC until this past week. Before, I'd asked you about consistency, and you said inconsistency sometimes an issue. What was consistent in these 2 wins?
Yeah, if you go back to the Ball State game, at halftime we talked about pressuring the ball more, playing harder, and I thought the second half we did that, and really carried over to the next week in practice. And I thought our ball pressure, our gap help, was really good in the Miami game, and we definitely needed it in Western Michigan game, and it came through.
Going to that Western Michigan game, only 9 turnovers, 24 trips to the free throw line. How important is it to just focus on the little things, the simple things, like not turning the ball over and getting to the free throw line, putting the other team in foul trouble? How much of the season is going to depend on doing those things to get to where you want to go?
Yeah, every game you go in, you have certain keys that you want. And one of the keys for us was not to foul them. Big part of Western Michigan's offense was getting to the foul line. They had 19 points from the foul line game 1 against us. So we changed some things up, for our defense from game 1 to game 2. And, they fouled us towards the end. We made our free throws, and that was the difference in the game.
Speaking of that game, what stood out to you the most in the effort against Western Michigan as opposed to the first time that you played those guys?
Yeah, first game, they got off to a 13-0 start on us and really punched us in the mouth.
Right.
And, we didn't respond great. We came back, tied it, and then it was a 2-point game with 2:45 to go, end up losing the game. This game, I thought we were the aggressor. We pressured the basketball, we were in our gaps, we didn't allow them to drive. Their big kid, Johnson, inside had 32 points a game before, so we did a good job of limiting his touches and trying to get him outside the paint.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that was one of your best rotation games as well on defense, picking up guys that needed to be picked up. What did you see from defense there?
Yeah, our defense right now is playing at a high level.
Yeah.
If you look, you go back probably 3 weeks, we talked to our guys, hey, we're 284th in the country in defense. You're not winning anything, with that type of effort and results.
Yeah.
So give our guys credit. They held each other accountable. They held themselves accountable. And now I think, we went from 284 to 214, and, 2 wins are a big result of that.
Knocking down shots was a big part of those wins. A guy that does that, Jordan Dardis, set the all-time record for three-pointers made in school history. What's it like to have a guy like that, and what has he meant to Ohio even before you got there?
Yeah, you know, he's a fifth-year senior. He's missed the last 2 years with hip injuries, had a couple surgeries, and you know, just really happy for him. He had been pressing, you know, probably like the last 5 games to try to get that record. Great for him to get it at home, and you know, hopefully keep on adding to it.
Let's get to some audience questions. One of the ones that stood out to me was, what's the difference between styles of play in the Big Ten, in the American East, and now the MAC, where you're at? Yeah,
probably the biggest difference, you know, going from America East, you know, a low major league to, you know, Ohio University and Ohio State. You don't have the 6'10", 6'11" athletes. It's not, you know, the bigger guys. You know, your big guys in the MAC are probably 6'8", maybe 6'9". You know, America East, sometimes you have a 6'7" center. So probably the biggest difference is the height. You know, the guards are a lot the same, but the big guys are a little different.
Does that mean more guard play, or is that just a change in pace? What goes into a difference in play then? Yeah,
a lot of the, you know, in the America East, it's a guard-driven league.
Okay.
You know, and if you look at the MAC, a lot of really good players are guards as well. And, you know, Ben Vanderplas plays the 5 for us. He's 6'8".
Yeah.
And I think so, you know, sometimes you can take advantage of the mismatches, but I think that's the biggest difference.
Second audience question, people are saying the dance moves have improved. You taken lessons this year, or is it just getting better with each win?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you know, it's fun because it's hard to win.
Yeah.
And our guys enjoy it. I don't know what I'm going to do when I go in there. Sometimes I do nothing. Sometimes I go in and just pull a move out, you know, get a little street cred.
Time to break down some plays with Coach Boals. Coach, we're looking at the Miami game, big win against them. This was early on in the game. You guys knocking down a lot of shots. Take me through what this play is and what was drawn up here.
Okay, so we run a set play here. First look right here is off the back screen. Ben sets this great back screen right here. If X5 doesn't help, it's going to be a pass for a layup.
Okay.
A play that we get a lot off of this. If that's not open, he's going to reverse the basketball here to Ben, which he does, pops out.
Oh, we'll go ahead and play that there.
Right here, stop. Now, we have 2 different looks on this. One could be a pin down for here, London curling off this thing.
Okay.
Okay. Second look we have is reading his man. If this guy goes underneath the screen, London's going to come set this flare. Ben's going to pop out. Simple pass.
And that's exactly what happens right here.
Wide open shot. Perfectly executed.
Now, how often do you draw up plays like this where you have more than one off-ball screen? And when do you reset? When do you decide, okay, this is a play that's not going to work, we're going to go to something else?
Yeah, a lot of our plays have multiple options.
Okay.
And what we want to do is we want to move the defense around, give our guys different looks, different reads, and then once the set play breaks down, we'll go into our 4-out, 1-in, where it's kind of a freelance. You know, we have some rules within it, but guys are passing, moving, ball reversal.
I'll let this play out, but going back to that first question, how often do you draw up plays that have multiple off-ball screens?
Yeah, we do it a lot, and you know, a lot of our set plays have different, you know, screening actions, different movement. You know, it could be a dump down to the 5, a throw back to the big, a throw in. So we have a lot of different looks off of them.
So the play against Western Michigan, we talked about Miami, that you decided we're going to press early on. We saw a little bit of that too against Western Michigan. It didn't work at first, but it started to, and we saw that on this play in particular. So walk me through what this setup is right here.
Yeah, so a lot of times the press, you know, you're not going to get a steal every time.
Right.
You know, sometimes what you want to do is you want to sit there and look at this right here, the shot clock.
Okay.
And sometimes you might, you know, make them pass back and forth. Now you get down to 20 seconds on the shot clock. They don't have time to run their set play as well or as easily.
Okay.
Okay. On this particular play right here, we're in our press, trying to make them make a decision. One big thing that we want to do, we want to take this middle away.
Okay.
We don't want to make them throw easily right to the middle.
So that's where we're seeing that right there with Jordan Dardis.
So Jordan's got to come in. We want them to throw east and west if possible in that.
Okay. So we got right here, double team trap. He's able to get there. And then you notice Ben. What's Ben doing as he gets out and leaves his guy in the post?
Yeah, so right now, Jordan's got to come cover here. Okay. JP's got to sprint back to the middle. We got to match up here. He's got to match up over here.
Okay.
So we got to make sure we match up. You know, we're in a zone press right now, so you don't have a man.
Right.
So once the ball gets past half court, now it's a scramble situation getting to an open guy.
And then Ben's able to make the play right there. So obviously you had Jordan kick out too as help.
Yeah, so a lot of times too, you know, we struggled offensively with our set plays early. And a lot of times you can get something off your defense, which the last 2 games we've been able to get steals, quick shots by them, rebound, outlet passes. This led to a fast break.
You guys obviously play well in transition, and this right here, I was telling you, you see this in high school practices where you draw up a weave play. All you have is 3 guys run up and down the court, passing to each other, find the open lane, and a guy puts it in. How often do you work on something like this? Because we'll see it right now where you have 3-on-3.
Yeah, transition's a big part of it. Obviously a great pass by Jason Preston. When you come down a transition, you want that spacing, okay? Jason Preston was out to the wing. Ben right here gets the deflection.
Yep.
Transition comes. Okay, so right now, he has an option right here to stay or dive right to the rim.
Okay.
Okay, JP, we want him outside the 3-point line. We want him spaced out like this. Okay, you see Jordan here. He's going to advance pass it. If we can start it.
Yep.
Throws it ahead. Unbelievable pass by Jason Preston. Great left-hand finish by Ben.
Coach, we can't close the show without mentioning Jason Preston's dunk on SportsCenter, top 3 last night. When you saw that play happen, what was going through your head?
Yeah, it was almost like a perfect possession.
Yeah.
Sylvester threw the ball out of the trap. London McDay shot it. It came off perfectly. And JP had a running start from the top of the key, caught that ball one-handed and dunked it. And it was awesome to see our bench. They went crazy and the crowd went crazy. And I always love a good dunk. I never dunked the ball in college, so I always love seeing a good dunk.
Next up, we've got Kent State on the road, playing them Saturday, 1 o'clock. They have a bye this week. What's the challenge playing a team like that?
Yeah, I think going into it, they're up there in the standings, so it's another opportunity for us to keep getting better, advance ourselves in the standings, and it should be a great contest.
Looking forward to it. Same time next week, the Ohio Bobcats Coaches Show with Jeff Boals. Take care, guys.